are coming here from All Japan Pro Wrestling, training under the legendary Tajiri, as well as Kento Miyahara, who is one of the biggest names in Japan going right now. So the Saito brothers coming to the United States. These are two big boys, both ex-sumo wrestlers. So you need to be extra tough and extra disciplined to do that and go through the dojo system in Japan. So these two, very impressive athletes.
Yeah, I saw them actually warming up earlier tonight, and unbelievable flexibility for their size. Again, having to do with that sumo background, being able to get very low underneath their opponents. And so far in their excursion in the United States, obviously Jay Freddy watching over them. I think this is going to be their toughest challenge in the Brick City Boys.
Without question, and usually the Brick City Boys go in there and they can out-muscle and strength anyone, but they might be overmatched here as far as that goes.
And think about it, being former sumo wrestlers, how much weight they had to lose to get into fighting shape for professional wrestling.
Off the ropes, no movement at all, and I think Victor Chase is rethinking his decision because he is not getting the better of this right now. Able to stay on his feet is Chase.
I can't even imagine the amount of balance that the Saito brothers have.
A lot. That's a great point.
Tag team twins.
Here we go. Chase taking a cheap shot, not going the direction that Ray wanted to go in as far as going with more shoulder blocks, but I don't blame him. He was getting massacred with those shoulder blocks.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot less honor in American professional wrestling.
Off the ropes, and speaking of the shoulder, Chase goes down, and so far, the Saito brothers looking very good here.
There's my boy Julio. He just got knocked down too.
Jay Cruz, as here comes Jun in the ring with Ray.
Saito brothers only training for 6 months before making their in-ring debut, and they've been competing for about a year. Imagine having your entire career, like since the pandemic started, and finally being able to come over to another country and test what you got.
Taking that sumo stance before going forward. And also, we should note, their father is American from Iowa, so they played high school football for 2 years in Iowa. They spent most of their childhood in Japan, went to the United States, and have been in Japan since, but they have spent their share of time here in the United States.
Born in America, raised in Japan, back to America for school, then competed as sumo wrestlers in Japan.
That's
now
right.
Professional wrestlers in America. These guys are world travel.
Jay Cruz taking a cheap shot on June on the apron. Victor Chase crashing down and going after the knee is Jay Cruz.
Well, that's the inexperience. That's the 2-on-1. And welcome to Brick City.
Yeah, the Brick City Boys put on some fantastic displays during the Discovery Gauntlet in Season 3 before they were derailed, but they have made a big name for themselves on the independent scene, and if they can knock off a team from All Japan, that would be a huge feather in their cap.
Of course, that immediately puts them on the radar for All Japan Pro Wrestling for when the borders open up and American wrestlers are allowed to start going back to Japan.
Calling for the chop in the corner, maybe bringing some strong style to the Japanese, but no, goes with that back elbow instead. But you said it, not so much honor in American wrestling, and I think Brick City are showing some disrespect to their opponents.
Well, you think about it, sumo wrestling, right? It's so much built on tradition. American professional wrestling, what's the tradition? Is to scam. You know, that's the tradition of American professional wrestling.
Snapmare takeover by Jay Cruz here in episode 6 as the Saito brothers from All Japan Pro Wrestling debuting here at the White Eagle in Worcester, but the Brick City Boys want to show that this is their territory for a reason.
Scam, swindle, steal, whatever it's going to take. As Jay Cruz just muscling, I think he had a handful of hair there.
Maybe he did. It looked like it from here, but either way, they are not getting drawn in to what the Saito brothers at least attempted to do in the early going, and there is the wishbone from Brick City in the combination.
Yeah, that's an attack to both sides of the groin, a very painful maneuver.
Arrogant cover by Chase, and that one cost him as they were able to keep Ray down.
I've been on the Brick City Boys because sometimes they don't remember who the legal man is for their tag team attacks. That time they did, but they still didn't make the most of the opportunity to go for the pin. So, I don't know. I hope these guys are going to be watching it back on IWTV and listen to what I got to say.
As Ray in a bad spot in the corner, as Jun in the opposite corner dying to get in there for his shot at Brick City.
Jun wants to get back in there, but Ray's got to fight his way across the ring.
Chopping away, tries the double clothesline. And there is it. Nailed the double clothesline as Brick City tried that football tackle, and here comes Jun.
Let's see what Jun's got in there with J. Cruz.
Has him by the throat, off the ropes, and now stalking him in that corner, going right after the throat with rapid-fire shots.
Traditional sumo attacks implemented into a professional wrestling setting, Paul.
5 minutes have elapsed in the time limit. 5 minutes remain.
Jun feeling good about his sumo-inspired attacks in the corner on Cruz.
Again, it's all about controlling your opponent's body in sumo wrestling. Just like that, throwing J. Cruz into the center of the ring, away from the ropes. Could not keep him down for a 3 count.
Shoulder up by Cruz, and now Jun looking to maintain control and maybe finally hit a big-time offensive maneuver. Has him up, holds him. Might have been a brain buster there. Makes the cover. Shoulder up by Cruz.
Chase wasn't even sweating that. Absolutely no attempt to get in there and try and break up the pin.
Jun now, or maybe Chase is just out of it. He doesn't look all that great there in the corner.
He's using the ropes to hold himself up, Paul.
Cruz now getting into a strike battle, and I don't think that is the direction he wants to go in. Chase back in the ring, and there is a charging headbutt.
That brings in Ray.
Ray has him up. Samoan drop.
What can J. Cruz do from this position? Now, would you call that a Saito suplex?
I absolutely would, with authority from J. Cruz and the Brick City Boys, looking to score what might be the biggest win of their career against the Saito brothers.
Oh, what a combination from Brick City!
Jun tried to hold his ground. Here it is. If they can hit this, it's over. Quick end by the Brick City Boys. The Brick City Boys defeat the Saito brothers in their debut at Wrestling Open.
6 minutes, 49 seconds. Your winners, Victor Chase, J. Cruz, the Brick City Boys.
A huge win for the Brick City Boys, as whether it's jet lag or just whatever it was, the Saito brothers, a fantastic display, but unable to score the victory here at Wrestling Open.